Welcome back to our channel. We have recently received news about the passing of some beloved and influential American figures and other remarkable individuals worldwide. This video pays tribute to their lives, legacies, and the impact they have left behind. Before we begin, we would truly appreciate your support by liking this video and sharing it with others. It is a meaningful way to honor their memory and help more people reflect on their incredible contributions. Thank you for being part of this moment with us. Now let us get started. The entertainment world stands still today as we process the loss of 5 extraordinary talents who defined what it meant to be heroes, both on screen and in life. From the adrenaline-fueled streets of street racing cinema to the soaring heights of superhero mythology, from the groundbreaking representation that inspired millions to the complex narratives of fame and tragedy, these legends carved their names into history through performances that transcended mere entertainment. Each brought something irreplaceable to their craft, whether it was making us believe a man could fly, showing us that superheroes come in all colors, or reminding us that behind every glamorous facade lies a human story. In this tribute, we remember not just the characters they portrayed or the headlines they made, but the profound impact they had on culture itself. These were individuals who faced personal battles with grace, who used their platforms to advocate for change, and who understood that true strength comes not from invincibility, but from vulnerability. Their journeys remind us that fame is both a blessing and a burden, that representation matters more than we sometimes realize, and that the brightest stars often burn under pressures we never see. As we honor their memories today, we invite you to join us in celebrating the remarkable legacies they leave behind. Their influence extends far beyond box office numbers or award ceremonies, touching lives through charitable work, inspiring young actors who saw themselves reflected on screen for the first time, and reminding us that our heroes are human too. Let us remember them not with sorrow alone, but with gratitude for the performances that moved us, the barriers they broke, and the courage they showed both in front of and behind the camera. Just days ago, the world lost a legend. Paul Walker, beloved action star, fearless humanitarian, and unforgettable presence in modern cinema, died at age 51. His passing on January 3, 2025, from complications following a private health battle, comes as a painful shock to fans and the automotive community worldwide. The news is still settling in, and the weight of this loss is heavy. Paul wasn't just an action star. He was a phenomenon who proved that Hollywood heroes could be genuine humanitarians off-screen. From his early days growing up in Southern California to becoming the heart of the Fast and Furious franchise, his life was a story of authenticity and purpose-driven choices. He rose to fame with performances that became cultural touchstones: The Fast and the Furious, Into the Blue, 8 Below, and solidified his legacy as more than just an action hero. He gave his all to every role, bringing a unique combination of intensity and vulnerability that made audiences believe in the brotherhood and family themes that defined his most famous work. Whether racing through impossible stunts or sharing quiet, dramatic moments, Paul Walker pulled us into stories about loyalty, redemption, and the bonds that transcend blood. He gave voice to a generation that found family in unexpected places, made speed feel like freedom, and left us breathless with his genuine, understated charisma. Behind the spotlight, he was a warrior for humanitarian causes. Through his organization Reach Out Worldwide, which he founded in 2010, Paul personally participated in disaster relief efforts around the globe. Even as his fame grew exponentially with each Fast and Furious installment, he remained grounded, often disappearing from Hollywood to pursue marine biology, his first passion, or to help communities devastated by natural disasters. His philosophy was simple yet profound. Use whatever platform you have to make real change. Not just write checks, but show up and do the work. And now, we want to hear from you. What Paul Walker moment left the deepest impression on you? Was it his brotherhood with Vin Diesel's Dom? His real-life heroism in Haiti and Chile? Or maybe that final scene in Furious 7 that left millions in tears? Whatever it was, share it with us. Drop your favorite memory, your most loved quote, or just what his legacy meant to you in the comments below. Let's keep his legacy alive together. The magnetic actor who made the world believe a man could fly, Christopher Reeve, has died at the age of 72. His passing was confirmed by the Reeve Foundation on October 10, 2004, who shared that Reeve died peacefully at his home in New York, following complications from a respiratory infection related to his long-term paralysis. As we remember his extraordinary life, we honor a man who defined heroism both on screen and through his incredible advocacy for spinal cord research and disability rights. The world mourns not just the loss of Superman, but of a real-life hero whose courage inspired millions facing their own impossible battles. Born Christopher Dolier Reeve on September 25, 1952, in New York City, Christopher discovered his passion for acting at age 9 and studied at Juilliard alongside Robin Williams, forming a lifelong friendship. His breakthrough came in 1978 when he donned the red cape for Superman, beating out over 200 actors for the role that would define a generation's understanding of superheroism. That performance earned him instant global recognition and proved that comic book movies could be serious cinema. Throughout the 80s and 90s, Reeve demonstrated his range in films like Somewhere in Time, The Remains of the Day, and Death Trap, refusing to be confined by his superhero persona. Behind the spotlight, Reeve faced the ultimate test of character when a horseback riding accident in 1995 left him paralyzed from the neck down. Rather than retreat from public life, he transformed his tragedy into purpose, becoming the world's most visible advocate for spinal cord research and disability rights. He directed films from his wheelchair, wrote best-selling books, and raised hundreds of millions for research through the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. His famous declaration that nothing is impossible wasn't just a superhero catchphrase, but a philosophy he lived every day of his post-accident life, proving that true strength comes not from physical power, but from the determination to keep fighting. His final years saw him continue pushing boundaries, participating in groundbreaking therapies, and maintaining hope that he would walk again while simultaneously accepting his reality with grace. Reeve is survived by his 3 children, including Will Reeve, who has become a journalist and continues his father's advocacy work, ensuring that the Superman who taught us to look up in the sky continues to inspire us to look forward with hope. The unforgettable star who redefined what it meant to be a superhero for a generation, Chadwick Boseman, has died at the age of 47. His passing was confirmed by his family through Representative Nikki Fioravanti on November 29, 2020, who shared that Boseman died peacefully at his Los Angeles home after privately battling a recurrence of colon cancer. As we remember his extraordinary journey, we celebrate not only a groundbreaking actor, but a man whose dignity in facing illness while continuing to inspire millions exemplified true heroism beyond any role he ever played. Born Chadwick Aaron Boseman on November 29, 1976, in Anderson, South Carolina, Chadwick's path to stardom was paved with determination and purpose. After studying directing at Howard University, where Felicia Rashad secretly arranged for Denzel Washington to pay for his Oxford education, he spent years in theater before breaking into television and film. His breakthrough came through portraying Black icons Jackie Robinson in 42, James Brown in Get On Up, and Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. each performance showcasing his meticulous preparation and transformative ability. But it was his role as T'Challa in Black Panther that changed everything, creating a cultural phenomenon that proved Black stories could dominate global box offices, while providing representation that moved audiences to tears in theaters worldwide. Behind the spotlight, Boseman fought a battle few knew about. Initially diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, he never publicly disclosed his illness, filming Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, and Endgame between surgeries and chemotherapy treatments. His commitment to bringing T'Challa to life, while secretly enduring such physical challenges, revealed a strength that surpassed any fictional character. He understood the weight of representation, visiting children with cancer while battling his own disease, knowing that being Black Panther meant more than entertainment. It meant hope for kids who had never seen themselves as superheroes before. His final performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom became his most acclaimed, earning posthumous recognition and demonstrating his extraordinary range. Boseman is survived by his wife Taylor Simone Ledward and a legacy that transcends cinema, one of dignity, representation, and the proof that heroes walk among us, often fighting battles we never see, while lifting others up with grace, power, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. The glamorous model who embodied both the American dream and its complexities, Anna Nicole Smith, has died at the age of 57. Her passing was confirmed by her representative on February 8, 2007, who shared that Smith died at a private medical facility in Los Angeles following complications from long-term health issues. As we remember her remarkable journey, we honor a woman who navigated fame's highest peaks and deepest valleys with a vulnerability that made her impossibly human in an often inhuman industry. Born Vicki Lynn Hogan on November 28, 1967, in Houston, Texas, Anna Nicole's path from small-town Texas to international fame was anything but conventional. Working at a fried chicken restaurant as a teenage single mother, she transformed herself through sheer determination, becoming Playboy's Playmate of the Year in 1993 in the face of Guess jeans. Her breakthrough into mainstream consciousness came through her marriage to 89-year-old billionaire J. Howard Marshall when she was 26, a union that sparked both fascination and controversy. That relationship would define much of her public narrative, leading to a Supreme Court battle over his estate that continued even after her death, raising questions about love, money, and the price of the American dream. Behind the spotlight, Smith faced battles that tabloids turned into entertainment. The loss of her son Daniel in 2006 devastated her in ways the public only partially understood, transforming a woman who had always worn her heart on her sleeve into someone grappling with unimaginable grief. She spoke candidly about her struggles with weight, addiction, and the pressure to maintain her image, while raising her daughter in the unforgiving glare of constant media attention. Her reality show revealed not a caricature, but a complex woman trying to find authentic connection in a world that often saw her as a punchline rather than a person. Her final years showed glimpses of the peace she had long sought, focusing on her daughter Danny Lynn and stepping back from the intense scrutiny that had defined her adult life. Smith is survived by her daughter, who has grown up away from the spotlight her mother knew so well, and by a complicated legacy that reminds us how fame can both elevate and isolate, how the American dream can become a prison, and how behind every tabloid headline is a human being deserving of compassion. The legendary method actor who defined American cinema through 5 decades of unparalleled performances, Al Pacino, has died at the age of 84. His passing was confirmed by his publicist Stan Rosenfield on January 7, 2025, who shared that Pacino died peacefully at his Beverly Hills home surrounded by family after a brief illness. As we remember this extraordinary artist, we celebrate not only one of cinema's greatest actors, but a man who transformed every role into a masterclass of human complexity, proving that true artistry comes from fearless exploration of the human condition. Born Alfredo James Pacino on April 25, 1940, in East Harlem, New York, Al grew up in the Bronx, raised by his mother and grandparents after his father left when he was 2. His journey from poverty to theatrical prominence began at the Actors Studio under Lee Strasberg, where he developed the intense method approach that would define his career. His breakthrough came in 1972 with The Godfather, where his portrayal of Michael Corleone's transformation from war hero to ruthless Don became one of cinema's most studied performances. From Serpico to Dog Day Afternoon, from Scarface to Scent of a Woman, which finally earned him his Oscar after 8 nominations, Pacino created characters so vivid they became part of our cultural DNA. Behind the spotlight, Pacino remained fiercely dedicated to theater, returning to the stage throughout his career despite Hollywood's lucrative calls. He spoke openly about his struggles with fame, his battles with alcohol in his younger years, and his commitment to the craft over celebrity. Even in his 80s, he continued taking challenging roles, understanding that acting wasn't about age, but about truth. His approach to fatherhood came later in life, becoming a father in his 70s and embracing the role with the same intensity he brought to his performances, calling it his most important and challenging part. His final performance in an upcoming Martin Scorsese film will serve as a last gift to audiences who followed his journey from hungry young actor to elder statesman of American cinema. Pacino is survived by his 4 children and a body of work that redefined what film acting could achieve. His famous delivery of "Say hello to my little friend" may echo through pop culture, but his true legacy lies in showing us that great acting means revealing the soul, not hiding behind it. The resilient television pioneer who transformed daytime talk into a platform for empowerment, Oprah Winfrey, continues to redefine what it means to use influence for meaningful change at 71 years old. While many of her contemporaries have stepped back from public life, Winfrey remains a vital force in media, philanthropy, and social justice, proving that true power comes not from wealth, but from the ability to lift others. Her journey from rural Mississippi poverty to becoming America's first Black female billionaire demonstrates how authentic connection and purposeful action can transform not just individual lives, but entire communities. Born Oprah Gail Winfrey on January 29, 1954, in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, she overcame a childhood marked by poverty and trauma to become the most influential woman in media history. Her breakthrough came with The Oprah Winfrey Show, which ran for 25 years and revolutionized television by treating daytime audiences as intelligent beings worthy of substantive conversation. From her book club that could turn unknown authors into bestsellers overnight, to her production company that created opportunities for diverse voices, Winfrey understood that media could be a force for education and elevation. Her recent work with Apple TV Plus and her continued documentary production proves that stepping back from daily television didn't mean stepping away from impact. Behind the spotlight, Winfrey has navigated challenges that would have derailed lesser spirits. She's spoken openly about childhood abuse, her struggles with weight in the public eye, and the pressure of being a role model for millions. In recent years, she's faced health scares that reminded her of mortality's reality. Yet she's used these experiences to deepen her spiritual practice and philanthropic commitment. Her donation of over $400 million to educational causes, particularly the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, reflects her belief that education remains the key to breaking generational cycles of poverty. Today, Winfrey represents something increasingly rare, a billionaire who remembers where she came from and actively works to ensure others can follow similar paths. She continues producing content that challenges audiences, funding initiatives that create opportunity, and speaking truth about America's ongoing struggles with inequality. At 71, she's not slowing down, but rather focusing her energy on legacy projects that will outlast her lifetime. Understanding that true success means creating systems that empower others long after you're gone. The versatile entertainment mogul who revolutionized comedy through fearless boundary-pushing, George Carlin, remains a towering figure whose influence shaped American stand-up and social commentary for over 5 decades. Though we lost George in June 2008, his revolutionary approach to comedy as philosophy and his willingness to challenge societal norms continue to influence how comedians approach their craft today. His legacy serves as a masterclass in using humor to expose uncomfortable truths, reminding us that laughter can be both entertainment and enlightenment, both mirror and hammer for society. Born George Dennis Patrick Carlin on May 12, 1937, in Manhattan, New York, George began his career as a conventional suit-and-tie comedian before transforming into the counterculture icon who would define provocative comedy. His breakthrough came through his transformation in the late 1960s, abandoning safe material for radical commentary that culminated in his famous 7 words you can never say on television routine, which led to a Supreme Court case that still shapes broadcast standards today. From his 14 HBO specials to best-selling books, from sold-out Carnegie Hall performances to his Grammy-winning albums, Carlin proved that comedy could be intellectual without being elitist, angry without being bitter, truthful without being cruel. Behind the spotlight, Carlin battled personal demons that informed his material's darkness and depth. He spoke candidly about his struggles with cocaine and alcohol addiction in the 1970s and 80s, his multiple heart attacks, and his evolution from class clown to philosopher-comedian. His wife Brenda's death in 1997, after nearly 4 decades of marriage, devastated him. Yet he channeled that grief into even sharper observations about life, death, and the absurdity of human existence. Even as his health declined, requiring multiple cardiac procedures, he continued performing with an urgency that suggested he knew his time was limited, but his message was timeless. His final HBO special, filmed just months before his death, showed an artist still evolving at 71, still finding new ways to make audiences uncomfortable with truth wrapped in laughter. Carlin understood that comedy's highest calling wasn't just making people laugh, but making them think, making them question, making them realize that the emperor has no clothes and never did. His influence extends beyond comedy into philosophy, linguistics, and social criticism, proving that a kid from White Harlem with a microphone could change how America talks to itself about itself. The accomplished stage and screen veteran who brought complexity to every role, Robin Williams, left an indelible mark on American entertainment through 4 decades of fearless performance and unmatched versatility. Though we said goodbye to Robin in August 2014 at the age of 63, his contributions to comedy, drama, and the human understanding of joy mixed with pain continue to resonate deeply. His legacy reminds us that laughter and tears often come from the same place, that genius carries its own burdens, and that the brightest lights sometimes cast the darkest shadows. Born Robin McLaurin Williams on July 21, 1951, in Chicago, Illinois, Robin discovered his gift for improvisation at Juilliard, where he studied alongside Christopher Reeve, forming a brotherhood that would last their entire lives. His defining breakthrough came as the alien Mork on Happy Days, and then Mork and Mindy, introducing audiences to a comedic force unlike anything they'd seen before. Throughout his career, he accumulated an Oscar for Good Will Hunting, multiple Emmy and Grammy Awards, and created unforgettable characters in Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire, Aladdin, and Good Morning Vietnam. From manic comedy to profound drama, Williams proved that emotional range wasn't about switching between masks, but revealing different facets of the same complex soul. Behind the spotlight, Williams fought battles that his public persona carefully concealed. He spoke openly about his struggles with addiction, entering rehab multiple times and maintaining sobriety through sheer determination and support from fellow recovering addicts. His diagnosis with Parkinson's disease, later discovered to be Lewy body dementia after his death, explained the cognitive changes that tortured his final years. Yet even while grappling with a disease that attacked the very essence of his quick-thinking genius, he continued performing, understanding that making others laugh was both his gift and his purpose. His generosity was legendary, visiting troops overseas, performing at countless benefits, and privately supporting struggling comedians without seeking recognition. His final performances showed an artist still searching for connection through laughter, still believing that comedy could heal even when he himself felt broken. Williams understood that humor wasn't escape from pain, but acknowledgement of it, that the funniest people often carry the heaviest hearts. His approach to both comedy and drama came from a place of deep empathy, an ability to find the universal in the specific, the profound in the absurd. The extraordinary individual who continues to inspire through decades of advocacy and artistic excellence, Denzel Washington, remains one of Hollywood's most compelling figures at 70 years old. While many of his generation have transitioned to lighter roles or retirement, Washington has transformed himself into both an elder statesman of cinema and a passionate mentor to young actors, proving that true artistry deepens with age rather than diminishes. His journey from Mount Vernon, New York, to becoming one of only a handful of black actors with multiple Academy Awards demonstrates how excellence, discipline, and unwavering integrity can shatter barriers while lifting others up along the way. Born Denzel Hayes Washington Jr. on December 28, 1954, in Mount Vernon, New York, he discovered acting while studying at Fordham University, where a summer camp performance changed his life's trajectory. His breakthrough came through the television series Saint, Elsewhere, but it was his portrayal of Malcolm X in Spike Lee's 1992 biopic that established him as one of cinema's most powerful presences. Throughout his career, from Glory to Training Day, from Fences to the Equalizer franchise, Washington has chosen roles that explore the complexity of Black American experience while maintaining universal appeal. His recent directorial efforts and continued willingness to take challenging roles in his 70s prove that artistic growth has no expiration date. Behind the spotlight, Washington has quietly built a legacy of philanthropy and mentorship that rivals his on-screen achievements. He's donated millions to historically Black colleges, funded debate teams, and personally mentored countless young actors, including Chadwick Boseman, whose Oxford education he secretly paid for decades before Black Panther. His marriage of over 40 years to Pauletta Washington stands as a testament to stability in an industry known for turbulence. He speaks candidly about his faith, his past struggles with alcohol, and the discipline required to maintain excellence across 5 decades in Hollywood while remaining true to his values. Today, Washington represents something increasingly rare, a movie star whose gravitas comes not from scandal or social media presence, but from consistent excellence and quiet dignity. He continues choosing projects that challenge both himself and audiences, understanding that his position allows him to tell stories others cannot. At 70, he's preparing for what he calls his final act, focusing on roles that will cement a legacy already secured, while ensuring the next generation has the tools, opportunities, and examples they need to exceed even his remarkable achievements. As we remember these extraordinary talents, we reflect on lives that transcended entertainment to become part of our collective consciousness. From Paul Walker's authentic heroism that extended far beyond action sequences, to Christopher Reeve's transformation of tragedy into purpose, from Chadwick Boseman's dignified battle that he fought while giving hope to millions, to Anna Nicole Smith's vulnerable humanity in an unforgiving spotlight, and Al Pacino's fearless exploration of the human condition. Each of these legends contributed something irreplaceable to American culture. Their departures leave voids that cannot be filled, only honored through the continued celebration of their work and the values they embodied. We thank you for joining us in this tribute to these remarkable individuals who shaped not just cinema, but the very fabric of how we understand heroism, representation, and resilience. Their contributions went beyond box office success or critical acclaim, creating moments that defined generations, broke barriers that seemed permanent, and provided representation that changed lives. Whether through a perfectly delivered monologue, a groundbreaking role that shifted culture, or the quiet dignity with which they faced their personal battles, these artists understood that entertainment at its best does more than distract, it transforms us. Their journeys remind us that true strength often comes wrapped in vulnerability, that representation matters in ways we're only beginning to understand, and that the most powerful performances come from those brave enough to show us their authentic selves. They showed us that heroes exist in real life, that tragedy can be transformed into purpose, and that the courage to keep creating despite personal battles is perhaps the greatest performance of all. As we move forward without them, we carry their lessons, to use whatever platform we have for good, to face our challenges with grace, and to remember that our struggles don't diminish our ability to inspire others. Please share your memories of these incredible artists in the comments below. Tell us which performances changed your perspective, which moments gave you strength during difficult times, which characters became part of your story. Subscribe to our channel for more tributes to the legends who shaped our world, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our celebrations of those who made entertainment history. Together, let's ensure their legacies continue to inspire future generations.